Hey everyone, Nathan Nerdark here from Nerdarchy for Nerds by Nerds. Today we're going to be talking about a GM 911 from William Coconato, I think is what we...
I think so, but it could be off.
Sorry if we mispronounce it.
Yeah, we're going on just the characters here. So, with me I have a guy drinking.
Dave.
And I'm Ted.
And, before we start, check out the newsletter in the description below. It's where you can get all kinds of interesting information from Dave and the rest of the Nerdarchy crew, as well as a way that you can actually game with us. And, yeah, so sign up.
There you go.
And, okay, so with William, he has an issue. He's got a temple that the player's going to. Basically hooked them on into it, and they're heading to it. And he wants a wizard to have a rune, access to a rune, and have a
Well,
level
he wants to showcase the prestige class, the Rune Scribe.
Yeah.
So that, the nemesis for them will be a 5th level wizard, 1st level Rune Scribe, and he has one of the runes that he wants to use against the party so they can see it in action.
Right.
Okay.
And the idea is he's in the temple hunting for a rune, I believe.
Yeah. And he's got
but-
some kind of stone men constructs as guardians.
Yeah, roaming around. But his dilemma is, and he wanted an opinion on, is should he have, the wizard has already found the rune and has procured it, or is he just getting to it as the players find him? Or I would even go as far to say there's a third option. You could definitely
a pitch battle trying to get to it.
Yeah, it could definitely be like a race to the rune.
Well, I think if he wants to showcase it off first, the best way to do that is use it on the players.
I actually believe that this is a separate rune that's in this temple,
Oh, it's a
and
different
he's
rune.
already got a rune.
Okay, so he's already got the Stein.
The Rune Scribe prestige class, in order to be a Rune Scribe, you need to have gotten access to a rune first.
That's what I mean.
So
he's got it. That's his rune, and he's actually camped there. Got his little tent and everything, and got stuff organized, and he's studying the rune. He's learning about it, and he's just like, well, I'm in a temple. No one else is here except me and my golems. So whatever. It's my campsite right now, and that's what I would think he would be at. And I would also think that if they're just going there and they're not evil, why would they attack this guy? Like, is he so paranoid and he's worried that someone's going to steal it that he attacks
Well, he does
the players
have his
on site?
his own little mini stone golem minions that are attacking and harassing them.
Yeah.
So that
Or
might
perhaps people have died because he gave them a callous order, like, don't let anybody in here, and didn't really care if someone got killed. So maybe he's just a complete jerk, and that's kind of like very immoral to just say, I don't care if people die, don't let anybody come near me.
But yeah, I feel like there's like I said, there's 3 routes you could go. 2 of them are far more interesting. One is he's already there, he's camped out, like you said. He's got the place locked down while he figures out his next rune. Or 2, I like the idea of a pitched running battle, of maybe even some little Indiana Jones style, racing through mine carts and shit like that. Trying to compete to get to this extra rune.
Totally bring that that skill challenge feel back in.
Yeah, or just interesting combat situations.
Yeah, that as well.
Where
So you could have that in a ruined temple as well, and it would just be hey, it's part of this floor is just missing, so you got to figure out a different way of getting around it or getting through it, and maybe you saw the guy get in already on the other side, and you're walking on up to it and go in, and that's kind of like a race.
Well, too, here's the thing, right? If you're going to use the runes, this is what I would do. I would base the temple around the rune. So if it's a rune of air, you're going to have elements into it to make you think of air. If it's a rune of fire, water, earth, whatever, I don't remember which rune the Stein is, but to me, the fire...
If it's the Rune of Stein, it's totally got to be about drinking.
I think it would be earthy, crunchy kind of feeling.
Maybe, man, maybe. But, to me, the most interesting would actually be water or fire, because you can do more interesting things.
Right.
What if the temple is actually set up like this, like kind of like Venice, where you have these all these waterways and stuff that you use these little skiffs or gondolas to get around, but it's actually but it still has levels. You know, so like you have to, but you know, you have to use these boats. So instead of like mine carts, you could do boats, and maybe there's areas where there's like actually raging waters or rapids or something where you are moving fast, and you could just do some more interesting things. And it also, like, that might influence the type of monsters. Like, you know, you might use methods based on the element.
Right.
You know, we're going through the monster manual. Other monsters are based on those elements. Or, you know, you could just reskin some stuff and give it that feel.
And I think they're going to have some kind of information given to them at some point, because I don't think they know the guy's there. I just think they know about the temple. So when they show up, there's going to be these whatever guardians that he sets up, or if it's a race, he's going to have to.
This is how you do it. It's really easy. They get there just after the guy gets there, and he starts to head in the temple, sees the players, knows nothing at all, and goes, "Kill them." So right from the bat, you've kind of set up and go, "Oh, he's a bad guy." like you know, a 3-year-old could figure it out at that point. You know, you don't have, there's no guesswork. He just ordered those guys to kill us for no reason whatsoever. Like, there was no handshake, hi, how you doing, kiss my ass, nothing.
Would you like to be my minion? If not, die.
Well, yeah, so like maybe he is just paranoid. He wants to make sure he gets it, no one's going to stop him.
Yeah, or maybe a caravan going up has been damaged, and they were like, we were attacked by stone people with this crazy wizard guy. You know, some kind of like you said, you can just do it flat out like that, or you can have some people
foreshadow. You
foreshadow.
You find a way to foreshadow that this is a bad dude, and whatever he's going to do is probably bad. Like you know, you could even do like, all right, well, they run into like a caravan or someone or people, and he tortured them to get information, you know, about the area or whatever. So like, there is no doubt, you know, whatever he's at, and he left them for dead or whatever. There's no question in your mind, this guy is up to no good.
And there you go. And then you can either make it a race, or you can make it some kind of
personally, I think it's more fun if it's a race. I mean, even if he gets there first and just before, but like, you know, you can have so much cooler action sequences.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, if you do it that way, and if you know, depending on which element the Stein is, or you know, you could do some fun things. Like, I'm digging the idea of cold or water, and then like, you know, because you can do the stuff with the boats, you can do ice slides, and you know,
there's fun stuff you
icicle
can do.
Traps.
Fun stuff you can do with fire as well. And there's definitely a good selection of fire creatures. You know, you've got magmen and azers, and you know, that's beyond, you know, the methods. So since like methods are
but it's a second level party, man. Ted's gone right for the TPK.
I'm sorry, the villain's 6th level, so I wasn't remembering that they were 2nd level.
Yeah, I think they're going to have trouble as a second level party if he does anything terrible to them to start off with his 6th
Although,
level
I mean,
powers.
it still is a wizard. Dissects hit points.
Yeah.
You know, economy of actions favors the party.
Fireball.
But he does have Fireball as second level party. Could be brutal.
Fireball or Lightning Bolt could shut 2 of the characters down like that. So, just saying.
Just saying. Well, you do make a good point. You know, maybe you should get them to 3rd level. You know, you figure out how many hit points they need to take a hit from a Fireball. At least one.
Or maybe it downs some of them if they don't pass their save, and then it's like a pitched battle. But that would be kind of boring if it lasted for 3 or 4 rounds, and the people are like, "Yeah, I'm just taking a nap over here, dying."
Yeah. You know, or maybe exhibit some of his power early on, so that the players realize what they're dealing with, and then they have an option of fleeing,
or you know, being able to go into it with a plan.
Yeah, being a little more strategic.
Maybe it's just him at the gate, and he's like Fireball, and then he runs inside. So the people that get dropped,
he goes, "Kill them," and then he's like, "Okay, Fireball."
Yeah.
Oh my God,
These
he's
people
powerful and crazy.
These people want the rune. I must kill them. And all he says is that, kill them, and then he fireballs them. And then they got to take care of whoever got knocked down. And then he runs in, so he's got a little head start. It's like tripping a guy at the line.
It is very much like that,
Yes.
but more explodey.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think we got some ideas here.
If you got any ideas to help William out, put it in the comments below. While you're at it, like, share, even subscribe.
You can check out the articles over at nerdarchy.com.
You can patronize us in a good way at Patreon.
So until next time,
Stay
stay
nerdy.
nerdy.